I will now call House Bill 245 for its second hearing. The chair recognizes Jana Warnicki for proponent testimony. Welcome to committee.
Thank you, Chairwoman Adams, Vice Chair Williams, Ranking Member Brown, and members of the Ohio House Criminal Justice Committee. Thank you for the opportunity to testify as a proponent of HB 245, the Adult Cabaret Act. My name is Jana Warnicki. I am a chapter member of a nonprofit organization, Gays Against Groomers. I stand before you today to express our strong support for Ohio House Bill 245, a pivotal piece of legislation that aims to protect our vulnerable youth from being prematurely exposed to sexual material or performances in unauthorized location. The bill would be a step in the right direction of regulating adult entertainment to protect juveniles and uphold community standards. Firstly, we would like to commend the sponsors for this bill, their commitment to safeguarding our community, the specific parameters, and the clear definitions laid out in HB 245 is nothing short of exemplary. The bill would prohibit a person from recklessly engaging in an adult cabaret performance in a location other than an adult cabaret business. For example, a nightclub, a bar, juice bar, restaurant, regardless of whether alcohol beverages are served. In our view, Ohio Bill 245 sets a gold standard for legislation in combating the unnecessary exposure to sexual materials in adult entertainment performances where children may be present. The meticulous attention to detail in defining what constitutes an unlawful adult cabaret performance sends a strong message that Ohio is taking a zero-tolerance approach. By classifying this bill as a 4th or 5th degree felony, the bill appropriately recognizes the severity and ensures that those who engage in such predatory behaviors face the consequences they deserve. Now, we wouldn't be shocked if this bill faced opposition, but let's be clear, anyone opposing this bill, in sense, is telling on themselves. Those who resist measures to combat the unnecessary exposure of sexual content to juveniles are knowingly and unknowingly aligning themselves with those who would exploit and harm children. We cannot afford to allow ourselves to be manipulated by the opposition that claims that this bill is hateful towards the LGBTQ people. We are here to reassure you it is not. It is Pride Month, a time where we should be celebrating the progress we have made towards equality, acceptance, and freedom to live our lives as everyone else does. But instead, we find ourselves here because we feel compelled to address an issue that is actively damaging our community. Drag shows for kids with performances wearing plastic breasts and sexualized costumes have nothing to do with what it means to be gay. This is not what Pride is about. The overwhelming majority of us want to live our lives without fear of persecution. Cabaret shows are not only inappropriate for young children, but they also send a regressive and harmful message. This is not an appropriate representation. It is disrespectful to the generations of people who have fought for our rights. These drag shows for kids are not challenging regressive stereotypes. They are reinforcing them. They are taking the progress we have made towards acceptance and pushing it back. Our community is not a mantra and will not condone this behavior. We are a diverse community made up of people from all walks of life, and we will not be defined by the actions of a few. In conclusion, House Bill 245 is a strong bill worth supporting, setting a precedent for effective legislation on regulating adult entertainment for the protection of juveniles and the community. We implore this honorable body to recognize the urgency and necessity of passing this bill to ensure the safety and well-being of innocent children who deserve to stay innocent as long as possible. The children are the future, so let's stand united in responsibility to protect them. Thank you for your time and consideration today of my testimony in support of HB 245.
Thank you for your testimony. Members, do you have any questions? Ranking Member Brown.
Thank you, Chair. In your testimony, you indicate that you're a chapter leader of a nonprofit organization called Gays Against Groomers. First of all, where is your chapter located?
My particular chapter is in Florida,
Where in Florida?
the state of Florida.
Where? What city?
Where do I live?
Where's the chapter located? Yes.
I mean, I go all over the state of Florida, so that's why I'm asking. I live in Sarasota,
Okay.
but that's not necessarily where it's the only place it is.
Follow up.
Follow up.
And what exactly is Gays Against Groomers? I'm not familiar with that
So
organization.
it's a coalition of LBGT people that fight against the indoctrination, medicalization, and mutilization of children.
Follow up.
Follow up.
I didn't know what it was, so I looked up some stuff and got some information. I want to ask you questions about it, and you can tell me what you think about it, all right?
Okay.
There's a Wikipedia article that says this: Gays Against Groomers is an American far-right and anti-LGBT organization known for campaigning against gender-affirming care for minors, protesting school curriculum content with LGBT themes, and criticizing drag queen story hour events. Would you agree with that characterization?
Absolutely not. We're a non-partisan party that fights for children not to be mutilated, indoctrinated, and medicalized early in life before they even have the capability of understanding what they're doing to themselves.
Follow up, Chair.
Follow up.
Thank you, Chair. I also discovered some facts that says as of October 2023, Google Pay, PayPal, Venmo, Printful, and Wix.com have all suspended or cut ties with Gays Against Groomers due to its being in violation of the hate speech clauses in their terms of service. Were you aware of that?
Well, they consider what hate speech is now, don't they?
I'm just asking, are you aware of that?
I mean,
Okay.
that's what I'm just saying.
And also, the Southern Poverty Law Center and the Anti-Defamation League identified Gays Against Groomers as an anti-LGBTQ extremist group. Do you agree with that?
No, sir, I do not.
If I may continue a few questions.
How about two more? Then we're going to move on and we can come back to you.
Gotcha. Thank you, Chair. I got on the website of Gays Against Groomers and I found this quote: transgender rights is an anti-gay genocidal hate cult run by child predators whose goal runs antithetical to ours. Gays and lesbians, including detransitioners, deserve a public apology from every transgender pig that said kids aren't getting surgeries, puberty blockers are reversible. This isn't happening. And also on the same website, the following: drag is seen in 2023 as innately misogynistic and completely adult-oriented in its essence. This is why we think it's totally inappropriate for children, and we believe that all sorts of drag performance, let alone story hours, could easily promote harmful stereotypes in these young minds. This is not age-appropriate education. We suggest sticking to hiring princesses, story characters, puppet shows, musicians, and clowns. The recent bill passed in Tennessee is a great example of classifying drag as adult cabaret entertainment to keep minors separated from the experience. Well done, Tennessee. Have you seen these quotes before?
There's lots of information on our website, so have I read every single article there is on there? No, not necessarily.
Would you agree that those quotes accurately reflect the position of Gays
I mean,
Against
those are two
Groomers?
different quotes, and you said it all at once, so, I mean, I would like to have more information so that I could read it for myself before answering.
Final question before I
Final.
let you go on to someone
Final
else.
question.
You mentioned the recent, or you didn't, the website mentioned the recent bill passed in Tennessee. Were you aware that that bill in Tennessee was found by the United States Court for the Western District of Tennessee, Western Division, in the case of Friends of Georges Inc. versus Mulroy, to be unconstitutional violation of First Amendment rights? Were you aware of that?
Yes, I was aware.
No further questions at this time.
All right, thank you. Vice Chair Williams.
Thank you, Chairwoman Abrams. Thank you for coming to testify today in support of House Bill 245, and thank you for what your organization does in drawing a clear distinction between individuals that are LGBTQ and the indoctrination and exploitation of our children. I appreciate the work that you guys do. 245 draws a distinction from the Tennessee bill that was passed and found unconstitutional because it only targets obscenity and matters that are harmful to juveniles, which has been held to be constitutionally permissive for governments to limit those. Are you aware that there's that distinction between any prior legislation that was passed by any other state and the one that's being introduced here in the state of Ohio?
No, I did not.
Follow up.
Thank you. Do you believe that children should be permitted to attend any type of adult entertainment where the performers engage in obscene activity?
Absolutely not. That's why I'm here.
Thank you.
Follow up. Okay. Representative Schmidt.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you very much for coming here today and testifying on behalf of the children of Ohio. And I appreciate your work, and I hope that you enjoy sunny Florida and you bring that sunshine here year-round. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
Oh, you have one more? Oh, hold on. He's got one more question. All right, hold on. Ranking Member Brown, one more.
Just one, maybe two. Do you think all drag shows are harmful to children and/or obscene?
Yes.
And so, do you think this bill bans all drag shows?
No. Just where children shouldn't be.
But all drag shows are harmful to children and obscene, so any drag show should be banned, correct?
If it is not in a cabaret business, then it should not be allowed for children to be in. I mean, you wouldn't take them to a strip club now, would you?
Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
The chair recognizes David Meehan. I can never get your name right, I'm sorry. Mahan.